The 13 and a half Lives of the Nameless.
Don't touch that one. Some books are better left unread.
Legenda Aurea by Jacobus de Varenne.
Hey, I know that one. It's full of martyr stories.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
These are great bedtime stories.
Here it is written, "And behold, the apostle Peter did they too lead to the cross, there to torment and martyr. But lo, as he came to the cross, spake he, When my Lord descended from heaven to the earth, he was put on the cross right up, but me, whom it pleaseth him to call from the earth to heaven, my cross shall show my head to the earth, and address my feet to heaven. I am not worthy to be put on the cross like as my Lord was. Therefore, turn my cross and crucify me, my head downward. Then they turned the cross and fastened his feet upward, and the head downward. The people did grow angry and wished to liberate the apostle. Yet he did require of them that they should not let his passion. Our Lord opened the eyes of them that were there, and wept, so that they saw the angels with crowns of roses and lilies standing by Peter that was on the cross with the angels."
Did you guys stand at the cross with roses and lilies? I wasn't standing at the cross with roses and lilies.
Physics by Aristotle with 20 color plates. Phew, that's one thick book. Here it says, every material is classified by a passive and an active primal quality. The passive qualities are hot and cold, the active, wet and dry. The combination of passive and active qualities produces an element. Dry and cold produce earth, dry and warm produce fire. Wet and warm produce air, wet and cold produce water. Just as warm ascends and cold descends, the symbol for warm points up, while the symbol for cold points down. There are strange symbols shown here, sort of triangles. Sometimes this way up, and sometimes that way, and some of them have a line drawn through them. The title is Flagellation.
Promising.
It says 20 on skin, a flagellant's handbook. Whip vigorously, do not spare yourself, whip everywhere, mainly on the thighs, for there the senses are the finest. Stay not your hand until you have drawn blood from those plump buttocks. They still hold enough, never weaken, strike firmly, oft and boldly.
Some people like that.
A book about homunculuses.
Homunculi.
Whatever. The title is The Homunculus, a cubit-long, fearless, mobile thing without a will of its own, which can be harnessed for any purpose.
Sounds practical.
Here it says, now, there's a real chance that if from the 100-fold substance by mixing, since mixing makes it happen, the little homunculus compounded and distilled in a flask, well-founded and in proper combination grounded, then the work is most well done. Paradise Lost by John Milton. A book about homunculuses. Whatever the title. May I borrow this book?
All right, but bring it back.
Paradise Lost by John Milton. Speak. Who first seduced them to that foul revolt? The infernal serpent. The infernal serpent, he it was, whose guile stirred up with envy and revenge, deceived mankind. What time his pride had cast him out from heaven, with all his host of rebel angels, by whose aid, aspiring to set himself in glory above his peers, He trusted to have equaled the Most High. If he opposed, and with ambitious aim against the throne and monarchy of God, raised impious war in heaven, and battle proud with vain attempt.
Things were hard back then.
Put that away, please. Bad memories.
Sumerian Literature, an Introduction by Vince Clortho. Here it says, Gozer the traveler. He will come in one of the pre-chosen forms. During the rectification of the Voldernai, the traveler came as a large and moving torb. Then, during the third reconciliation of the last of the Mecatrix supplicants, they chose a new form for him, that of a giant slore. Many Shubs and Zulls knew what it was to be roasted in the depth of the slore that day.
And that's supposed to be Babylonian?
Sumerian, not Babylonian.
Big difference.
Ars Avunculo Gratulationis, the art of greeting uncles. Unfortunately, the pages are all stuck together.
Yes, a mishap.
Here it says, we are all but pieces in a game.
Uh-huh.
A sign. It says here, attention, grimacing prohibited. Anyone found contorting their face in an obscene manner and or inciting others to contort their own through invitation or shenanigans will be issued a warning for disorderly conduct. Fine. Oh my.
Just a minute, young man.
Who? Me?
Do you see any other young men here?
No.
And do you see anyone else here who would dare to grimace?
No.
Grimacing right under a sign, mind you, upon which is written in large, clear print, Grimacing prohibited.
But that's not really meant seriously, is it? I'm just saying because...
Oh, you're just saying. And I'm saying it's forbidden. And what I say goes.
Obviously.
But the difference is, I am the law, and my opinion counts. I am hereby officially warning you. Here, remember this the next time you think about getting up to some nonsense again.
Now I've officially broken the law. Great.
You little outlaw. Now all you need is a black hat and a band of cutthroats.
Hello, Marla.
Hello, Talarel. How can I help you?
I have intentionally violated applicable law in Heaven's Hope.
Hear, hear. I never would have believed it. What did you do?
I made faces right in front of the sign.
Okay, that's something. But can you prove it? Good. Now you proved that I can trust you. Let me tell you what I saw. that Greta came out of Bloomford's house yesterday and looked like she had completely lost it again, spent the whole time screaming at McCallum. She was waving her arms around like a windmill, and the whole time she was holding this huge big sheet of weird paper with strange symbols on it in her hand. Then she marched over to the pyre, and she ripped that plan into loads of pieces and wanted to burn it, kept going on about the holy, cleansing fire of the Inquisition.
Blah, 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 blah. The holy cleansing fire of the Inquisition. Blah, 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 blah.
But then there was a gust of wind and it blew the pieces away. I ran after one of the pieces, the one that flew toward the outskirts of town. It must have landed somewhere on Kareem's shop, but he steadfastly denies having seen it. The rat is nowhere to be found, and I can't get to that one up there on the pyre.
Ah, that Greta really is...
A harpy?
We should definitely stay out of her way. I'm afraid she could prove really dangerous. At least we now know where the pieces of the blueprint are. And look, one of the pieces is even hanging from that pillory up there.
Hello, Marla.
Hello, Talarel. How can I help you?
Say, Marla, may I borrow your slingshot for a bit?
Just like that? No, I need it. But maybe you have something exciting to trade for it.
Here, I have an original honey-bred firefly lamp. And it's even as good as new.
Good idea. Yes, I'll take it. Here's my slingshot.
Ah, that must be one of the 3 parts of the blueprint. But how can I get a hold of it? That I cannot reach. Hello, Joffrey.
Oh, hello, Talarel.
There's a piece of paper up on the pillory I would like to have, but I can't reach it. Would you perhaps be so friendly as to get it for me?
Joffrey is happy to help. Here's your piece of paper.
Thanks a lot. This really is a piece of the blueprint.
The best idea would be to get it to Bloomford right away for safekeeping.
Hello, Bloomford.
Hello, Talarel. How can I help you?
I know what happened to the blueprint. That little snotbag Marla heard Greta say she wanted to burn it.
Burn? That's very bad. Very bad indeed.
But she wasn't successful. A gust of wind caught the pieces and blew them all away. One piece flew towards the outskirts. One is hanging from the pillory in the square, and a rat grabbed the third one. And I already have one of the pieces. The one from the pillory. Look, here you go.
Excellent, my boy. Then what are you waiting for? What are you still doing here? See that you get all those pieces back.
Ah, okay. I'll be going then. A merchant stall. My, there's certainly a lot of things lying around. And it smells so strange. Hello, Kareem.
Hello, Effendi.
I'm looking for a slip of paper that's supposed to have flattered over this way. You haven't by any chance found one, have you?
Effendi, I beg of you, no more talk of paper slips. I spent the whole night affixing labels to bottles of my caffeine shampoo, and it almost drove me mad. I had exactly 30 labels for 30 bottles, and somehow I still have one left over.
Maybe you already sold a bottle without a label, but don't remember anymore.
No, I'm afraid that is impossible. You see, I keep very close track of who has purchased what from me in my customer list, and if they have already paid.
Maybe someone stole a bottle.
No. I counted the bottles 3 times, so that cannot be the problem. It is truly strange.
Have you ever sold any of the labeled bottles?
But of course, Effendi. 3 this morning alone. The shampoo is very popular.
Who did you sell the bottles of caffeine shampoo to?
I cannot tell you that. That is a trade secret. In this business, discretion is everything.
I'll be going then.
See you soon, Effendi.
May I please see that?
Under no circumstances, Effendi. That is a trade secret.
Did you see that?
What?
There, behind you.
A 3-headed monkey or what?
No, a goat.
A 3-headed goat?
No, just a goat. I'll just borrow it, but only for a short while.
Hey, Effendi, there was no goat. Or did I miss it?
Kareem's customer list. I just borrowed it for a little while. It says here that to date, he's only sold his caffeine shampoo to Bill, to Magnus, and Bartholomew.
Look, he's sneaking quietly out of the barn. His own barn.
And there's a strange smell coming from the barn. Ugh, makes one rather giddy.
Hello, Bill.
Well, howdy, Talarel. What can I do for you?
So what are you doing in the barn?
Nothing. Weather sure is beautiful, ain't it?
Bill, tell me, do you by any chance know a Magnus or a Bartholomew?
Sure, I know him. Magnus is our, librarian, and can almost always be found in the library. And Bartholomew, actually, is our priest, and is usually in the church.
Did you ever buy a bottle of caffeine shampoo from that Kareem?
That miracle cure? What would an old fella need something like that for? At my age, there ain't no reason to go snazzing myself up anymore.
Are you certain? Could you simply have forgotten that you bought a bottle of that caffeine shampoo?
Listen up, boy. I ain't so old as to be forgetting things like that.
Are you quite certain? It's just that your name is here on Kareem's customer list.
Oh, that bottle. Why didn't you say so at the outset? You promised not to tell anyone, and I'll tell you what I did with it.
I solemnly promise.
My late wife, Stacy, God rest her soul, made a wonderful stew. I've never been able to make it taste the same. And then, one day, some of that there caffeine shampoo fell into the stew pot. Believe it or not, now it tastes just like my love Stacy used to make. It's almost as if she was still with me now.
I see. So you don't need the bottle anymore then, do you? May I have it?
Well, sure. I already got the stew on the fire, and the bottle's empty. Here, take it.
Oh, this is the wrong bottle. No piece of the blueprint. Kareem must have pasted that piece on one of the other two bottles. The ones he sold to Magnus and Bartholomew.
How else?
I'll be going then. Hello, Father Bartholomew.
Hello, Tallorail.
Did you by any chance buy some of Kareem's caffeine shampoo?
Yes, indeed. Magnus recommended it as a remedy for those pesky paper fleas.
Caffeine shampoo as a remedy for paper fleas?
Well, I met him as he was on his way back from Kareem's with the caffeine shampoo and asked him what he needed that for. He told me that he uses it against the paper fleas in the library.
Paper fleas?
Yes, and my churchgoers have been complaining that something has been biting them during Mass, and that's why they're not coming at the moment. That made me wonder if the hymnals might have paper fleas, and so I gave it a try. But that was a failure. Didn't do a thing except stain the hymnals and make them smell funny.
Do you still have the bottle of the caffeine shampoo?
No, I threw it away.
Oh, okay. I could have used it because...
Hush, Talleyrand. Don't tell him about the blueprint. You don't know what he thinks of the Inquisition.
I collect bottles. Yeah, and that is an absolutely exceptional shape, which I don't have yet.
So, if that's so, I threw it into the dustbin behind the church in Tavern Lane. You can check to see if it's still there.
What do you think about the fact that Greta has reinstituted the Inquisition in Heaven's Hope?
Well, Greta was sent by the church, and when the Holy Mother Church, well, if they consider Greta to be the right choice, to ensure law and order in Heaven's Hope, well...
Right.
I'll be going then.
Vladich, you promised me that the goods would be here today.
Shh. Yes, I know what I told you. But Greta's latest decrees make it more difficult to get something that hot into Heaven's Hope. It takes longer and costs more money.
That was not our agreement.
I know, but the situation is what it is. And if you prefer to tell your customers that you don't have any product...
It's always nice doing business with you. Let me know how much more you need.
You'll hear from me. Oh. Hello, traveler. Nice weather today, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that so?
What was that?
Looks as if there's something dodgy going on.
The sign says, rummaging in dustbins prohibited. Who would want to rummage in dustbins anyway? Boah, this is truly disgusting. Now I have to reach in there. Absolutely disgusting. Wait a minute. There's something silky in there. Looks like something Bartholomew would wear. Oh my.
Just 1 minute, young man.
Who, me?
You see any other young man here?
No,
And do you see anyone else here rummaging through one of these dustbins?
No.
In a dustbin above which hangs a large and easily legible sign, upon which it clearly states, Rummaging in dustbins prohibited!
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was just...
Nonsense! It's always just. But it's always just an excuse. I am hereby officially warning you. Here, remember this before you go around getting into trouble again.
I guess it just doesn't matter anymore. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. Wait, I feel something hard underneath all this rotting garbage. Aha! I found Bartholomew's caffeine shampoo bottle. Oh no, it's the wrong bottle. There's no piece of the blueprint.
The piece of the blueprint must be on the bottle the librarian Magnus has.